close to being live.
I'll check. Yeah, we are.
We are live.
Yep.
Transition. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Okay.
Close to being live. How to show me how it looks. We are live. Should be on the next thing.
No?
So that's that camera. I wish I could also.
We have 2 people. 6 people. The rocket has been launched.
Whoop whoop.
Put on your seatbelts. We're going live.
So that's that. That's me. How? I am doing all sorts of stuff that I have know how to do. How can I add MacBooks webcam? Please, anyone, let me know in the comments that I will check from here. Boom, 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 boom. It's a very technical thing. Carlos, come on. Come and talk. Entertain people.
Hey! My name is Carlos and I'm the tallest guy in the tattoo industry.
Carlos, come on.
We're gonna tonight we're gonna test for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the big deal. Today is not the big deal, but today is a fun deal. Should I sit?
Mm-hmm.
Am I allowed to sit?
Yes.
Wow! Look at this. Oh. So, while Juris is tripping on a stream world technical aspect, I'm gonna show you. Have you guys seen this kind of machine? Look at it. You can see the fucking sorry for my language. The engine running inside. Wow. This machine, I never tried this one, but and I really want to try, but when you look at inside, you realize like there's not much going on. It is as simple as it gets, and unfortunately, most of the machines have this simple technique inside.
Wait. Cool. Put it closer to there. We have a close-up camera now.
Look at it. It's a pretty cool toy. Ah,
cool. So we have figured it out for tomorrow, because Carlos want to do a drawing session. So we will put this camera downwards so he can do his artsy stuff, and we have webcam. We can face one way. Nice. Okay, we have a plan. How's everybody? Wednesday says, how's it going? Going good now. Carlos, what's your shoe size?
69.
420, 69.
My foot is getting bigger still. It's still getting bigger. It's 45 now. No, 45, I think. But yeah, why are you asking? You want to send me some shoes as a gift? Check out this one.
I'm making review on this one. Put it there.
Oh, so this is the
This is-
okay. So this is also a pretty cool machine. Also never tried it. Juris is doing a review, but I tried it on a second skin. It's really comfortable to hold it. It's like a pen. I don't like. You probably have to get used to it as.
Also, I found out
As,
that with this one, with battery, if you hold it this way,
Oh.
it wants to spin around. But if you put it this way, it's sort of resting there. But it's okay. I have alien fingers, but look at the size of it. It's like another finger size,
Yeah.
or it looks like a vape. So this is like a test run. We're just gonna prepare for tomorrow to make sure that all this situation is working. We have few people, at least two, who sent in for critique. Thing for a critique, not critique, to be look at data 2 work. One person sent in like a work on second skin. So if you have any like tattoos you want to be looked at, or tattoo designs, as Carlos mentioned, send them in to tattooshoptalk@gmail.com. That's our dump of info. So if you have something that want to be looked at, send it in and DM me on Instagram so I can link those things together. And it has to be something from you. Don't send just random stuff you saw on internet and like, oh, check this out. That's the idea. And then Carlos will do what it's called, drawing situation, and
I will
chat.
paint. I will. So my idea is to make a flash tattoo design on a watercolor paper. We'll start from sketching up till painting with brushes, doing with watercolor acrylic colors. And I want to show you the full process. It's probably gonna take me 2.5 hours to finish it. I think it's gonna be cool. Like those who make flash designs or paintings or flash sheets, and they just traditional way, yeah. And if you a beginner of it, I think you will learn some things that I found good for painting. Yeah.
Looking at this tattoo machine, it should be, it was like, yeah, 19 millimeters there. So that's not much. And yeah, 2.9 millimeter stroke, which sounds like it's little in this world, but it can actually do quite a bit. Themselves, they say, they advertise it as they could push up to all those crazy 40 magnums, but with the bigger stuff it gets warm. But that's for a review. And I have few stories lined up. I have to only find where I wrote them down. So we will have like a story time, and at the same time Carlos will be painting. So it will be interactive. Walters, ciao Jurczyk, ciao! Southampton, yeah? Cracks, I don't know what they're saying. One of the stories, oh yeah, well, that don't have to be on battery, but it's a pretty neat, simple rotary machine, and look how easy it is to change stroke on it. Try it. Try to change stroke. It's just you spin that wheel and it's a different...
Sorry, I'm not good with it. How do you change it?
You just hold this part and then you can spin this wheel.
Yeah, you have to be with strong fingers
but
to
you
do
don't need any Allen keys or anything. You can boom.
So what's how many options there are?
There's from like 2.1 or 1.9 to 5 millimeters. I think these machines could be good for them people who want to try cartridges but don't want to get to the pens, so you are still comfortable. You can use regular needles, but you can put one of those converter grips, and make it in the cartridge machine, and if it doesn't work for you, then whatever's.
It reminds me of some like bicycle frame.
It just also on the webpage it looked like cheap because like you'll see like anything Chinese feels cheap, but this is actually quite heavy.
But
this looks like a Christmas market with the lights.
they all have the same. Well, yeah, rotary.
Do you like rotary or coil machines better or both for different application? Carlos lines with coil.
I
right?
line with coils. I think coils doing good job for me. But shading and coloring is definitely
Getting into exotic.
what, like, how do you call it? What? How do you say it if you don't want to say it's a dildo?
It's adult toy.
So I use adult toys for satisfying my work. So yeah.
I line with pen style machines if I feel comfortable, if it's an easy place, or I feel adventurous. And otherwise, if I need something more stronger, I have Dan Cuban, so it's kind of hybrid. I wouldn't call it rotary and I wouldn't call it coil, but it's kind of like in between. And what else? Yeah, and then I have from Q Luna that magnet machine, but it still tries to imitate coil. I was on a great seminar on weekend. It was mostly piercing and body mod related, but there were few things for tattooists as well. And I took a class for needle soldering. And
So you did this?
yeah, it's 12 round shader with the skinnier needles, with the 30 size or what it would be 10s, depends on which part of a planet you're looking at.
So you make them and then you put in autoclave?
You still have to, like with this, you have to do some chemical process to get all the acids from the soldering, and then it's autoclave, and then it's that. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. Like there was all these little jigs where you put things in, and then you put a bit of soldering thing, and then you move it more to adjust the how wide or thin it is. Like if you want it more like a liner thing, then you have to shove in another thing and put more soldering.
Looks good, but how long time it took for you to?
This one was 5 minutes, maybe. Because you have to count the needles, put them in, and obviously I don't know all the soldering things and all that. But now, when somebody will be like, hey, them youngsters don't know how to solder needles, I can say like, I did one. So that's that.
Now you have to say I did it.
Yeah.
One.
The lady who was doing that class, she's into some more like abstract style type of a thing. So she had the different specifics of the needle. She also did one of those crazy magnums where you have one needle out, two in, one out, so you can do some crazy mag drag things.
When you gonna try to build this kind of needle?
This is not the one. This is not the one I wanted to show you. I brought him to the shop front.
By the way, like shading and coloring with cartridges changed my life.
Have a look at this.
Jeez. Whoa.
It's like 3 needle, 3 empty, 3 needle. That's not a single needle, those are 3 needles.
You make fucking hairlines with this one.
You can do pretty neat textures. I gave it to colleague of craft from
I don't know
Orhus.
if you can see it.
She did a pretty neat moth, and then in the wings of it, she did textures. My colleague Laum, she did on the leaves, you know, those leaf textures.
Yeah.
And also it's pretty good
Crazy.
for the dotty shading. It's like kind of in between pepper shading, but it's softer, so like pepper shading lights. And it feels very interesting when you shade with it.
Where did you got this one?
It's also from Inklo. They the crazy people.
Crazy. They like doing everything.
And the big Mac that I show you, that 128, that's also from them. But those, they said they are hard to make, so they are, yeah, it's easy to mess up because you have 125 or whatever needles. You mess up one, the whole thing goes to the So another question: have you ever participated in Inktober? No, I have not. And
What is that?
that's where you like have a. I think for every day of October you draw a little design. And often people put on Instagram that like, oh, what do you want me to draw? Give me ideas and all that.
When I'm in Latvia, in my country, working in the shop where I work, I don't have much time anymore to have my, like I tattoo all the time. It's good, but at the same time it's kind of sad because I have less time to paint and do other stuff. So I didn't even know that Inktober exists. So
There's
so
a lovely
silly.
tattooist, Bewitched Ink, from Aarhus. She does all the artsy stuff and she often does all the Inktober's. Check her out. Even if not for that, there's some awesome stuff. Um, let's see if I can pull up. I will open all my
Yeah, this is
pages.
pimp juice for sure.
Okay, let's go to
Proper pimp juice.
Instagram. I'll pull it.
Today's video, I'm going to teach you how to use the soldering setting.
What is that? I'll find what I wanna find.
What do you guys want to see me paint tomorrow? Do you have some wishes?
I broke everything, man. How to get it back? Where is that thing?
Yeah, let me know if you have any cool ideas and I will consider them. So, write it down. Probably I have to paint something classical, huh? Like an eagle or like a snake, like
What's-
maybe some twisted, mind-blowing, eyeballed, demonized creature.
Let me pull this one in. Does it work like that?
Maybe some lady with some big feet.
Bazongs. Okay, I am.
Oh,
What?
Chicano. If man, I think I painted only one design that was in Chicano. Oh, go biomechanic. Sorry, I have to learn the right way to say it. Girts Neemans grib, lai es taisu biomechanical stuff.
Skull Cobra Morph. Steampunk creature.
I should put all them together, all your wishes in one. Chimera style.
Yeah, like
Steampunk creature.
top three. You can do. Like
I love biomechanic idea. I would love that, but that might take longer.
Yeah,
longer
also let's put something like not crazy amount of hours. It's let's say 2 hours.
Like a small
tops or
biomechanic sleeve.
yeah,
Like
for this
like
guy.
the-
Biomechanic. There's some mechanics.
Fuck, he's been in war, man. Look at the scars.
I bought this. I wanted to put it out when people are like, "Why you post-Soviet people are so depressed? You had toys when you were kids, and this would be like the toys how they looked."
I would get nightmares.
This is actually Japanese made.
Oh, there is something to review?
No, that's for tomorrow. I wanted to shout out this lady, but I cannot figure out how.
A mouse on a unicycle wearing a mono. I don't know how to read that stuff.
Monocle. That's the one-eyed glass thing.
I've seen that already somewhere. And that's good, I guess. You can't go original these days, you know, because you take existing idea and then you twist it a bit in your way. So that would work. But eagle. No, what? There was one guy saying.
Bully Bill, good name.
Skull Cobra Morph. Maybe I should like paint something, some celebrity mixed together with the old school.
The
Theme.
Ukrainian president.
Oh man, as an eagle?
Yeah, flying over the orcs.
Yeah, that would work. But yeah, man, this works. So guys, tomorrow at 8 o'clock by Danish time, we're gonna go live, and you should be ready. It's gonna be 3 hour session. I recommend those who paint, those who want to learn, that just take the paper and brushes and pencil and just paint with me. And when you guys done, you can send your stuff to our to the email that Juris said, and we will review the painting as well if you opt for
but
it.
that's what should be for
No, for
time.
next time. Yeah, for next time. Or you, yeah. So
We could
Please.
maybe you send it in, and within a week I will look at what's there, and then next time we have a chance I'm dying. To have a Mr. Carlos around, Mr. Artist, then he would look at it more in depth, but at least you'll get a shout out, you know. How do you guys feel about blackout tattoos? Seems to be gaining popularity. Greetings from Florida. I love them. I like. It's very hard to do them, and it's easy like to make them patchy, but it's like a meditative process to do them, and I like the looks. It's not for everyone, but I love it.
I don't think it's hard to do, but you definitely have to have a technique, good technique to do it good way. But if you can do a black work, you probably can do solid coloring for old school as well.
It's definitely not. Oh, it's just coloring it in. It's
Yeah. It's a good practice for for those who wanna pack solid. It's a matter of taste. I don't mind that people wearing that. Me personally, I don't do them because I have a lot of customers who come and ask, "Can you cover this old tattoo with a blackout?" And I always convince them to do something big, giant, but in Japanese style or American traditional.
And if not, they can still black it out.
Because there is some crazy covers that I did where it's like half shoulder with black and gray stuff. A guy comes in, he says he wants to get rid of that, and I do like full sleeve with Japanese, and I cover that shoulder piece completely. And if you use proper colors, you can actually cover it pretty well. And you don't need to always do blackout. It's just, I guess it's easier to black it out, and you have less stress as a tattooer to figure out how to cover that. But yeah, man, I like to do like big cover-ups with the proper sleeve or.
I have a customer who's blacking his whole arm out, and he just says he sort of like he's done with the tattoos that he have. He likes the looks, and yeah, he just goes for it, and it's really fun project. The fun part is I said that it's like kind of same like with some other body mods like scarifications. Don't expect people to understand it. Don't expect that everyone will be like, oh cool, like it's a different thing. And he said colleague that he's been working with for like years, she said like, if I wouldn't know you with this black arm, I wouldn't hire you. Somebody went right away like, oh, why you have a black arm? Did you had some sort of like a Nazi type of tattoos and something? So she didn't even ask like, was there something you didn't? She's like, oh, there must be some bad stuff underneath. And it's kind of, it's still a tattoo, but it's more close to that body mod already, like more extreme type of a thing.
Yeah, it's more extreme.
It's
You can actually do beautiful blackout works, but with some, do still some shapes, some silhouettes with these black big areas. I think that's a really cool way to covering up. One thing that I don't like about just complete black arm is that for me personally it would be boring to do it, and I think doing some shapes and making something interesting for the arm is more artistic.
It's also, but there's so many artists doing good stuff. It's very next level now. I think it's now becoming a thing because it's getting interesting now. There's a lot of artists doing abstract stuff. There's a lot of people doing like tribal-esque stuff. There's the Hanumantra guy. There's the Russian that Abusev who does the shapes.
Yep.
There's all the paintbrushy types.
It's like a really cool stuff. They take whole body as like a canvas.
Yeah, or few bodies.
Yeah, or few bodies, and they use whole body, all the muscle moves to complement them, and it looks amazing. And
Dirts don't go there.
yeah. Did you ever do blast over tattoos? Yeah, I did. I love blast over tattoos. We just recently did one in, not me, but my colleague did in the shop. I recommended for the customer to do a blast over. And man, especially on the colorful sleeve, when you do just like blast over it, just simple black, super contrast full tattoo, mostly old school. It looks amazing. I think it's cool. If you have nothing to lose, go blast over.
Brutal Black project. It's like
circus.
You do you. It's like I think it's the same like you would make a Vice episode about what you like to do in your bedroom. You know, like it's somebody likes to do that on their face with tattooing. Somebody puts like a jar up their butt and stuff. So like it don't have to be a Vice episode. It's
my friend said they should be in prison. Well, you do you. Yeah. If you find customers for doesn't matter what it is. There is amazingly bad tours with such a big client base that I'm like, there is everything for everyone, Some people don't even recognize good. They want bad, So everything for everything.
I think
everything
think
for everyone.
Personally, Brutal Black project is no big deal. It's just that there was this viral episode. It's like people do all sorts of stuff. Like you don't have to make. Like you can make art into everything. It's like I like to dig holes in my backyard and spit in them and dig them close, and that makes me. It's a rite of passage. It's a ritual. I do it every day, and if you don't do it, then you're not a real human being.
Jirt says it's like turning Michael Jackson in reverse version. We actually had a joke the other day. It's actually Jackson 5. Turning a guy into a Jackson 5.
Let's not joke about those things.
It's not a joke.
What black ink do you guys like? Whatever is available from supplier.
Yeah, I will not call my... actually, Dynamic just started selling some proper black ink for tattooing.
We used Pantera. It wasn't okay. That I Am Ink number 6 is alright. Number 5 is really bad. Like it's super thin, and everyone who tried it had problems with it. It was too thin. It was healing weird, tattooing weird. But number 6 is way better. What else do we have? The Slaughter Paulini, I think, did alright. So there's one. I Am Ink number 5 is the one I would advise to stay away from. Everything else is pretty much okay. Dynamic or Pantera ink. We tried Pantera and it's fine. Dynamic, I heard.
Dynamic has different blacks. There is like triple black Dynamic, or what is called like. But I use, what is my stuff? I use Dynamic. I always been using, and I'm scared to use something else because, for example, if I have half finished project with Dynamic and suddenly I will start to use other black, it's gonna look a little bit different, and you can see the difference. Especially if you use like that Black Pantera stuff. That's like Yeah, is it called like Panther? No.
Yeah, Panther.
That is so dark, man. If I put besides dynamic black, you see the difference straight away. I mean, it's you can't like the dynamic is black enough for me to make a good contrast. I never wanted even more black, but for a lot of people, it's really good shit. Yeah, I guess I'm scared to use new black because of the difference. Yeah.
Fudge. I lost the thought. No, nothing.
If you
The dynamic scared me. Dynamic scared me because there suddenly started people to say about old dynamic that they have some like not a plastic but sort of some sort of acrylic bits or something that shouldn't be in inks and put in a body. So that kind of scared me from dynamic. And I heard good stuff about that Pantera ink from the old ones, so I thought they probably know what they're doing. So yeah,
but it's black.
black ink.
It's like a black hole. So yeah, it's not even a racism or some sheesh. It's just the skin and a color. Well, there's a lot of things we can argue about what's good.
Just
What's
wanna, just kind of wanna keep the theme going.
you know, I love to joke about whatever about my feet, but I believe that in 10 years there will be people really upset about that. Someone's gonna laugh about their long feet, right?
Well, there's a wiki feed for that webpage to shine light on those things. Let's put sharp objects in the middle of scene and hope that we will and see how the let's expose this
From
name.
tattoo shop talk to comedy show.
The jackass like
Fuck, imagine if you do that. Like, try once, just for the fans, bro.
but yeah, there's
just a
plenty
needle.
of black inks out. The colored inks, that's a more adventurous and more expensive situation.
What
to look.
about? Have you heard about that white, dynamic white? Like it costs like what, 400 euros?
I
or
mean,
something?
they all more expensive. I guess if you buy a big bottle, it's gonna cost you. I think the inks are now at least twice, if not triple, from what they were, and they look the same. I had a world famous some minty type, and I put them side by side. They look the same. I think they just changed the label, said yes, it's by the REACH regulations. Have fun, guys. Pay the money. See you in the future.
There's a question for you.
Thanks guys for the live. What are the advantages and disadvantages of using tapers? Tapers? Tapers for what? You should be more specific. What tapers are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I didn't understand that. That's why I was sending to you.
The taper of needle, of tattoo needle? Or what? Because there's different types of tapers.
Let's Google it.
Well, I mean, I don't know what's the advantages and disadvantages, but if it's about tattoo needle tapering, then let's say this is the final thickness of a needle and it tapers off to pew. So basically with a longer taper, theoretically you would have more wiggle room. You can have it a bit thinner, a bit thicker till you get in till the final thickness. With the shorter, I guess if you know what you go for and you don't need any wiggles, it would be you are sooner there. But I don't know if that's the tapers we're talking about, and Google it. We also, I don't think Carlos and I don't think myself, we are into a technical details of it. Like if you find one thing that works, you're just like, okay, I got this needle, this particular one that works. Let's use that one. What's up with it? What's the taper? You just have to remember which one was it. What do you guys consider an American traditional tattoo, or just traditional?
Well, traditional is American traditional, but American traditional is like American traditional, whereas the needles, like the classical one, the sailor theme, and I might be wrong. I'm not like a OG guy. I started doing 12 years ago, but I everything that's based with heavy
That could also be American tradition.
everything that's based on tradition, like strong outlines, simplified design, few colors, strong contrast, for me is a traditional, you know. But American traditional is when you take a proper, like a ship or like a snake, that's with this American theme, yeah, like from
That would be,
back
I
in
think,
days.
American traditional. Some places refer, like in some countries, they call it Americana. So that would be that sailor, that American thing. Traditional, as traditional, it can be Japanese traditional, Polynesian
Everything
traditional.
based on traditions, based on strong outlines, strong contrasts, bold look. Not always, like neo-traditional is also, but there is this way to do it, you know, like flat coloring.
And then there's the old school, which is like those really old-looking images. It's
Doesn't even matter.
yeah. Big Snoop's asking. Oh, okay, it's cartridges, long and medium. I would say on cartridge needles, I never paid attention to tapering. So yeah, it's
What?
more like the needle itself. Now actually, Cheyenne is making wide liners, which is pretty interesting because before that everyone was trying to make the tightest. These needles are so tight, and that's the tightest liner, and tight 5, tight 7. And now people like they started to make wider ones. Some people even line with round shaders, but yeah, I wouldn't be able to answer about tapering because there's so many different brands and the configurations and all that. So it's just a matter of finding what works.
This is what I do for coloring, for shading, the cartridge needles.
And this is very good from their brand. Yeah, I stopped using Easies, and then I just didn't have anything else from the supplier, and I bought this type, and it was really good.
Amazing!
And
And I use 13 and 15 Magnum curved always. And for smaller details I will use smaller, but mostly I work on 13 and 15. But there is people who work on with 9 Magnum and 11 Magnum, so it's easier to
11
go to the
was
corn.
really good from these.
Yeah. And for lining, lately I'm like loving, I'm loving these needles, man.
These are in
For example,
you can find on Barber DTS under textured round liners, and these they just feel a bit bolder than
14 round and 9 I use two type of liner needles for traditional.
you have
12
some juices on it.
That's a working sweat. 12 14 or 12 9, and if I want, sometimes it's okay just with the 9 liner, and when you want thicker lines you just open up the needle with the flame.
I line with the round shaders also. That's interesting. It can do a bold thing.
Yeah, but some people say the round shaders don't hold in as good.
Just to set it as a record, I got an offer from Easy Tattoos to work with the products to review them, and they also offer affiliate program where you can get a discount if you order through the link, and I get a little cutback, so it costs you less, and you can support channel that way as well, which is for the future. I just want to put it out because I'm already comfortable to working with this brand, and I will keep on working, and that's where it's like I have no problem to recommend these. It's not like, oh, sell out, which people like to say on internet, but I will mention because this is before it have happened, and we already using these cartridges, and they've been around since forever. Easy's there was Cheyenne, T-Tech, and I remember when the Janis Jonan started to work, he was fan of these. We bought from England, and the website looked so dodgy. It felt like we'll get scammed. Like it was such a basic website. You have to pay with some PayPal thingy only, and but we got them, and they were fine, and they keep on getting better. I think this is like a 5th generation, if not more, for the cartridges. What do we have? We're gonna have a boy Brian soon around. Dirt's name and his eagles, freedom, anchors, and missiles. That's pretty much American traditional. Damn! Cheers, guys. Hope you both doing great. Now we are even better then. Check out Dan Rosenlund on Instagram. Tattooist, does nice, clean stuff. Have a look. Give him a follow.
Who, me?
No, this guy, Dan Rosenlund.
Ah.
Carlos Human Tattoo. Also, you can check him out. He's more beautiful man than a tattooist, which is also good. What is your IG, bro? That you got sorted.
When Trump is coming back again?
He never left. That's a conspiracy.
Everyone who's from States, I love you guys. I wish you all the best. Hope to visit America at some point. I have so many customers from America, from Canada. They're soldiers and whatnot, and love all of them. You guys rock, and I love the way you like tattoos, and mostly you like traditional, but it's because you come to me. Let's make America great.
Don't break my aquarium.
I think it's that pimp juice that makes me a little vulgar.
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 What is our guest saying? 10 minutes. Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, but this is just a warm up for tomorrow. So
Yeah, it doesn't-
prepare ideas, email stuff to tattooshoptalk@gmail.com if you wanna be checked out your tattoo works or your tattoo designs.
We have a visitor.
Carlos is gonna let the visitor in. We will wrap the thing up pretty soon, and we are going to chill. That's in the back, the sign that I keep outside the shop. It says, "Come in, we have time for you," and tattoos and piercings. It have suffered crazy damage. I have to renovate it. We'll let you go. Mystic Jade 386. You man, your art flash is amazing.
Thank you. I love you. See you tomorrow. Bye. Oh shit. Bye.
So, any last ideas for tomorrow's stream? If no ideas, then maybe send us some stuff in. Yeah. From my department, there's few review videos coming. On this machine is in the makings. On this machine will be in the making soon. This one have 3.5, 4 and or 4.2 and 5 millimeter strokes available, and a bunch of lights. And this is just it is what it is. Okay, people, we'll get Carlos to drop by and say bye-bye, but we're basically wrapping up. I hope I will manage to at least end the stream better than we started. Tomorrow we will have a camera pointing at Carlos's drawing, and then it's all the chit-chat, and I'll be doing the staring at 15 screens to keep up with the chat and everyone else in and around. Carlos, stop swearing, come in and say one more time bye to everyone, and we are wrapping this thing up.
Bye.
Okay, that was him. Now I have to figure out how to stop streaming. Pressing button, stop streaming. Thank you for sticking around. See you tomorrow, 8 o'clock time in Denmark. I guess it's some Central European time.
Bye.
We have 10 to 9 at this moment, so you can keep it as a reference for time. We'll try to post it on our Instagrams with a little timer. Send stuff at tattooshoptalk@gmail.com and DM me that you have sent so I can sort of connect those things. I'll see you tomorrow and we will have a chat. Carlos will be painting and a lovely beverage and an evening. I'm stopping streaming at this very moment. Bye.